The leaves are changing, the colors, the temperature is dropping, and do I have a great recommendation for you. So if you're looking for another great dunkel, and a true dunkel at that, and one that will surely make you look like a connoisseur, then join me on this tasting. My name is Eddie, and I have tasted and sampled many beers from all over the world, and it is my passion to help you find that perfect beer you're looking for. Whether you're looking to try something new or there is something very specific that you're looking for to pair with your food, I got your back. Welcome back, beer lovers. Thank you for spending the next few minutes with me. As I said in the intro, my name is Eddie, and on this channel I taste and review all kinds of beers and give you my most honest opinion about them, as well as some ideas to pair them with your food, just like the one you're about to watch. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon down there so you're notified every time I release a new beer review video. And if you like the video, give me the thumbs up, let me know how I'm doing. Yeah, today I am bringing you from that great land far away of great beer, from Germany, Bavaria to be exact. I'm bringing you Erdinger Dunkel. I have reviewed other Erdinger beer here, and today I'm excited to review and to do this tasting of their Dunkel with you. I have done a couple other dunkels, as you will know. You can check that playlist, which is going to come at the end. But I'm excited about this one because, as we know, Erdinger makes some great beer. Now, this may seem like a little bit of an odd choice of glass here. I'm using my very large Weizen base, right? And normally I would use kind of like the Pilsner flute for dunkel. However, this is interesting because our friends at Erdinger, they actually created their own glass for their dunkel. And that glass, it's not the one I have here, but it is a glass very similar to a Weizen base. So I thought, I'm gonna use my Weizen base. Now remember that having the right glass for the beer that you're tasting, it's always a great way to show your beer connoisseur chops. So if you want to get your hands on your own set of Beer Connoisseur TV glasses, check out the description below. See how you can get your hands on one. Now look at that. Now this is a huge glass. As you know, we can fit a lot of beer here. And I still haven't finished pouring my 12 ounces here because, yes, I did a bit of a careless pour, but that's a lot of foam there. So, where do we always start? With appearance, right? And more importantly, the 3 C's of appearance, which are color, clarity, and carbonation. That is right, my friends. Now, well, color is a I wouldn't call it completely dark brown. I actually see some, sometimes brown is so dark it looks almost black. It is, I would call it medium dark brown. It's kind of like a dark brown, but, I've seen darker. Now, as far as clarity, it is, yes, it is interesting. I would say it has some kind of cloudiness to it, unless I'm mistaken here. But it has some cloudiness to it, and carbonation, oh my God, this huge carbonation, lots of bubbles running up the sides of the glass here, and you saw that huge head of foam, right? It was all the way to the rim. That was like more than my hand, depending on how big your hand is, but that was more than 4 fingers, and you still have about 3 fingers remaining there, so good retention. And that foam head, it's creamy. It's kind of like a creamy color foam there, and very thick foam. And it is a Weiss beer, so maybe that's why there is some cloudiness there. But very interesting, very interesting. So let's go to the aromas now, right? All right, the malt. Those sweet roasted malts come through. There's a little bit of floral, fruity kind of hint there, but very like dark. I would say kind of like a plum. And maybe just a hint of chocolate, more like roasted chocolate, not like completely sweet chocolate, but kind of like that roasted dark chocolate. But no, very well balanced aromas, I would say. Nothing overpowering. I mean, yeah, I would say probably the kind of like that barley malt is what I can definitely pick up the most. Now I'm going to taste it and let you know how that goes. Okay. Well, it's different from what I was expecting. Some of the other Dunkels have a little bit, I would say, sweeter palate. But let me break it down for you. The tip of the tongue is kind of bitter. I mean, it has like a slight bitterness there, low, on the low end of the bitterness, but it's slightly bitter with lots of carbonation. Then the middle of the palate opens up very malty, very, I would say, dark malts, kind of like cover your palate there, and it ends refreshing with a hint of that smokiness that I have, spoken sometimes. Even a little bit of the bitterness still remains there, which is interesting. None of the, I've tasted, and of course I have kind of like a sweet tooth, so I probably lean more towards some of the other Dunkels I have tasted here that have kind of like a sweeter profile. But this one is pretty well balanced, so people that don't have or are not looking for such a sweet treat on a beer would enjoy this one very, very well. It's a very, very well balanced flavor throughout. So I will tell you that. My God, very well balanced, and for such a robust body beer, I would call this probably medium to full body. It's refreshing and it kind of goes down smoothly. So very interesting. Now, of course, all that plays a part when we go to the next piece, which is the part that I always say rounds us up as beer connoisseurs. The food pairings, right? Now, I'm going to go, this beer will go great with pork chops, grilled pork chops with some roasted potatoes there. Yes, Germans love pork, and so do I. And the roasted potatoes there are going to add another element there. So another layer of flavor there. So try it with that. Let me know what you think. Since we are talking about a great German beer, why not pair it with some bratwurst? Absolutely, a great beer to pair with some bratwurst. And you know what? This will be a great beer to have with a nice burger with caramelized onions on top, because it does have some kind of like a hint of sweetness there, but then there is and there isn't. So I think with those caramelized onions and the burger, if the burger is a little char on one side, I think it's going to bring out some of those flavors even more on the beer and on your food. That's the whole point of the pairings, enjoying your beer more, enjoying your food more. I love that part. And as far as cheese, I'm gonna go with what I've done before, a great Munster or a Gruyere, which I am kind of sad because I just ran out of Munster a couple days ago, and it would have been great to have some to pair here, but go ahead and try it and let me know what you think. You can always trust me to leave you a great recommendation as far as a dessert pairing, and I know you're gonna love what I have in store for you today. So go ahead, check it out in the description below. That concludes today's lesson, but not before I ask you, have you had Erdinger Dunkel before? And I'm actually going to pour what's left of my beer here. If you have, let me know in the description, in the comments below. What are your thoughts? I hope I have helped you increase your beer knowledge as we all continue on this journey of becoming beer connoisseurs. And I encourage you to be on the lookout over the next few days when I release my next beer review video. And until then, enjoy!